Good evening, everyone, and Happy New Year. Welcome to NALE, the National Association of Latino Healthcare Executives. I am Lori Thibodeau, founder of the Mesa Emerging Leaders Program and a proud national board member for NALE. I'm thrilled to have you join us for this exciting LinkedIn Live session, which will feature a Q&A with alumni from the La Mesa Emerging Leaders Program. For those who may not be familiar with NALE, let me introduce this impactful and transformative association. For over 18 years, NALE has stood as a beacon for diversity, equity, and inclusion in healthcare. We're here to ensure that Latinos, Latinas, and diverse professionals not only have a place at the table, but also a voice that influences healthcare leadership and policy. With 23 plus chapters across the United States, NALE connects students, early careerists, executives, physicians, nurses, and industry professionals. Together, we are advancing leadership, driving career growth, fostering community engagement, advocating for inclusive policies, and delivering transformative care. NALE is more than a professional organization. It's a family. Through our programs, we inspire hope, provide insights, foster wisdom, and transform trajectories. Our mission is clear: to promote health equity for Latino communities by amplifying Latina, Latino, and multicultural representation and advocating for inclusive healthcare policies. Our vision is bold: to revolutionize the Latina and Latina experience within the national healthcare leadership. And our unwavering commitment to diversity ensures we honor and respect individuals from all backgrounds. NALE work is guided by our 5 strategic pillars: capacity building, growth and sustainability, engagement and strategic alliances, advocacy and policy, mission and culture. Tonight, we are excited to introduce La Mesa Emerging Leaders alum to answer questions regarding the 6-month program, tell you about their experiences, and any other burning questions you may have. This program has become a safe and empowering space for emerging leaders to gain resources, insights, and confidence to navigate their healthcare journey. I'm so thrilled to introduce you to 2 remarkable individuals who are making an impact through this program and will be moderating tonight: Vianey Romo and Wendy Chang. Their leadership and dedication exemplify the core values of La Mesa and NALE. Please welcome Vianey to the stage.
Thank you, Lori. I appreciate it. And thank you, everyone who joined us tonight. And I hope you all are staying warm wherever you are located. But as Lori said, my name is Vianey Romo. I currently live in Dallas, Texas, but I'm originally from El Paso, Texas, which is the border town that borders Ciudad Juarez, Mexico, and I'm a proud daughter of 2 immigrants. I went to Johns Hopkins to get my master's in healthcare admin and did my residency at Children's Health, where I now still am employed as a project manager at the new pediatric campus. And I'm really excited to be here with y'all tonight. And if you see my dog in the background, I apologize. She will be making some guest appearances.
And I'd like to welcome her co-moderator, Wendy Chang.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me. My name is Wendy Chang, and I currently live in Houston, Texas. I'm in the 2nd cohort of the Mesa program, and I'm currently working as a PFS operations specialist at Advent Health. And thank you for having me. I'm very excited to be here.
As we begin this new year, let's carry forward the spirit of growth, connection, and transformation. Thank you for joining tonight, and let's dive into this enriching conversation ahead with our incredible La Mesa alum.
Next, I would like to welcome our panelists to the virtual stage and have them introduce themselves. Starting with Maritza, please introduce yourself.
Hi everyone, Maritza Saavedra. I'm an alumni from the first cohort. I'm currently an advisor for Corwell Health Ventures, the venture capital arm for the largest health system in Michigan. I have a master's in healthcare management from Michigan State University, and I live in Grand Haven, Michigan. A fun fact about me is I founded the 18th chapter of NALI last year here in Michigan. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Next, we will introduce Alex.
Hi, everybody. My name is Alex Trinidad. I'm from the latest cohort of La Mesa. I'm currently located in Dallas, Texas, working for Scottish Rite for Children as the administrative resident. I'm working on my Master's of Healthcare Administration from Trinity University in San Antonio. And a fun fact about me is that I fostered a dog over the summer.
Thank you, Alex. Next, we will introduce Joseph.
Great. Good evening, everyone. My name is Joseph Mendoza Martinez. I'm originally from South Jersey, Philadelphia area. So if there's anyone from the East Coast, please put it in the chat. I went to school at the University of Michigan. I worked in Chicago Medicine for a summer, and now I am an administrative fellow at Stanford Healthcare. And my fun fact is that I met Marissa when she was starting the Michigan chapter, and I helped to support to make the NorCal chapter here in the Bay Area. So great being here.
It was great to meet you all and have you all on our virtual stage. So let's go ahead and get started. So our first question for tonight is, why NALI? Why should people consider joining NALI and La Mesa? Who wants to take that on?
Yeah, I can jump in. I would just say it's a great way to build a network of early careerists, other healthcare professionals that are maybe in the same space as you are, but it's also a great way to learn from some seasoned healthcare executives that are, ready to share some of their experience and knowledge with the early careerists.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with Maritza in saying all of those things, but also at the same time, you get to share experiences as they relate to your shared culture and backgrounds, which I think is very fundamental to who you are as an individual.
Yeah, and just echoing all of that. For me, community is a big value. So just having that community, and as you navigate the professional space, as you navigate higher education, a lot of times you don't see a lot of people who may look like you. So Nali really gave me the opportunity just to meet other professionals, see people in leadership roles who look like me, and really just an inspiration. And it starts with, going to a Nali event all the way up to joining La Mesa, going to the summit. So a lot of great opportunities just to network and get involved with everyone.
Yeah, I think all three of you you just nailed it, because I think just a personal experience, when I moved to Dallas, nobody really, I didn't know anybody, and it was hard. You're in the C-suite and everybody looks different than you do. And it's being able to create that community with NALI. And then I think we all somehow or another learned of La Mesa and found a community that really kind of brings you in and kind of helps you with the same issues that, I don't know if y'all had when you were doing, your work or in school, and having the ability to kind of connect with someone who, Joseph, you said it looks like you, is going through the same thing, but is also either a couple steps ahead or in your same playing field, and you're able to talk that through. So that's wonderful to hear from all of y'all. Is there something special that drew you to La Mesa Emerging Leaders Program? Was there something that kind of you were like, I need to be in this program, I need to be able to connect with these people?
Yeah, I could jump in here. For La Mesa, it kind of fell into my lap as an opportunity that I didn't expect or even really know about at first. So I'm really grateful that I just happened to come in contact with it. I think that in the time that it came for me, it was a really important time because I was just starting my master's. And I was realizing that, a lot of people come from a particular background of having parents that are either already in the medical field, either as doctors or administrators themselves. So they already kind of had that experience there and something to base their decision making off of. For me, that wasn't the case. So to find people who I trusted and felt a little more connection to other than just classmates was really important to me. So La Mesa really has helped me gain those mentors and network with those great leaders and executives, as well as people that are on the same path and time in their careers, like you mentioned, Vianey. So I think it's truly unique, and it just doesn't focus on making you fit a mold of what you are supposed to be or what you should be doing right now in your career, but it already uses your established strengths and traits to enhance your really overall leadership and approach to healthcare.
Awesome. Thank you, Alex.
Yeah, just echoing Alex. I think you mentioned being first gen, navigating these spaces. It can be difficult. Really can be difficult, and a lot of times we don't have that person to reach out to when we're facing a problem, we're facing an issue. So Nali was really that community, and then La Mesa was just a great opportunity that also fell into my lap. I think I signed up to a newsletter, and I just saw it on a newsletter. And Lori might not remember, but she was actually on the phone with me one time during the middle of my class, because I was like, Lori, like, I want to learn more. Let's connect. Like, can you tell me more about this? What is La Mesa? And she really sold me on it. So I'm happy I applied. And I really gained a great network of people, and a lot of people who are in the same career stage as you, have a lot of different shared experiences, same backgrounds, and you all really get to connect and really develop that network, like Maritza mentioned. So it was a great opportunity, and I think that including the professional development and the workshops and all the other aspects that La Mesa really provides was super important in my development.
Yeah, I definitely agree for everyone what said. So for me, La Mesa really means a lot to me because I was in transition between students to career, and I'm first generation of immigrant. So my parents didn't know how to navigate, the career or job search. And I think mentors I met and then friends in the cohort, they really encouraged me to do more and also just be along with me entire career journey with the job search. So thank you for sharing that. And I was wondering, tell us about your journey and what La Mesa means to you.
Yeah, I think for me, it's a lot of what, Alex and Joseph and Wendy, what you just said. I didn't realize that being a first generation college student would eventually transition into being a first generation, like, professional careerist. Like, my parents, I think to this day, still don't really understand what I do. They just know I have a job and they're really happy for me. So I was, halfway through my master's program, and it was COVID. La Mesa came up on a LinkedIn post. I had no idea what NALI was or what La Mesa was, but I saw that it was a virtual opportunity. So, I asked some questions, I applied, and it really just helped me make that transition from my master's program in my early career to like that next step, and just kind of helped build my confidence. Just understanding that there other early careerists were feeling the same way, and just building that support.
Thank you for sharing. So for me, the journey, so I came knowing La Mesa is because one of my mentor emailed when I was in graduate school, and I want to develop public speaking and networking skills. So I talked to her, and she's actually the first cohort in La Mesa. So then she told me this amazing program, and I was like, okay, yeah, I'll join. And then throughout this program, I met with amazing people like Vianey. We were same cohort, and then Lori, like mentors, and they just so supportive for me to like learn and grow. And also if I have any question with my like career or job search, they always like text me and encourage me. So I definitely encourage everyone to apply, because like when you're in like the first generation of everything, then you need to have like someone to be supported. And I think that's really helped me in my career.
Wendy, you're right, and I think kind of like explaining it a little bit on my end as well. It's like I've met such wonderful human beings through La Mesa and through NALI who to this day, and I mean, Wendy and I were cohort 22, so that's now almost 3 years ago. And to this day, like we still remain in contact, and I'm still in contact and very good friends with people I met in La Mesa, and just being able to have that community that you can fall back on when things just maybe just either are not going your way, or you just need somebody to bounce ideas off of, or someone just to vent. They become your familia. But thank you all for sharing your perspectives. And we kind of hit a little bit on creating family and be able to create mentorship and network opportunities. But I really kind of want to hone in on if there's anything unique about this mentorship program that you all have not been able to find somewhere else, or that you just were able to connect better with La Mesa.
Yeah, Vianey, and you were talking about it just a little bit. Right. This isn't just another professional organization, right? I think for me, I honestly didn't know what to expect when I joined NALI, when I joined La Mesa, but you don't realize it's not just a professional organization. You actually go into a community, and this is like a family to me. It's a familia. And you really just gain a network of people who really want to see you thrive, who want to support you. And you mentioned it. I can call someone up right now who can help me if I'm going through a tough time, or if I need help on something I'm going through. So I think that's really important. It's more than just networking. It's a family. It's a connected network. And yeah, and I think you really feel that, especially when at the summit, you meet everyone, you get to see everyone in person. It's just a great atmosphere. And it's just a very supportive atmosphere. So that's really important. And for me, also the mentorship piece is really, really important. Mentorship has always been important for me. So the fact that I was able to get mentored and get paired up with someone, with a leader, and that person actually happened to go to the same grad school as me, did the same internship, was a VP at an organization. So just getting that type of support and mentorship has made a huge difference in my career.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I think something that I kind of want to just hit on real fast is Summit. You know, this is a national program, so we're all meeting virtually for 6 months, and then you get to see everybody, and something you're like, I feel like I know you, even though I've only ever seen you on a screen this size, and your face is like this big. So being able to have that connection at Summit already, and being able to meet everybody in person, I think is something kind of surreal, but also beautiful.
I just wanted to add to like everyone's comment about like Summit and the sense of community. I attended Summit this past September in Dallas, and 2 of my board members actually attended with me, and they are completely new to NALI. They joined NALI when we brought the chapter to Michigan, and their feedback was very clear. Like they were amazed by the sense of community that they found in Dallas attending Summit. They were very inspired. They left Dallas feeling very inspired, just feeling like, wow, it feels like everybody knows one another and everyone is here to support one another. And it was just a really great sense of community.
Yeah, thanks for sharing. Definitely agree everyone said. And what are some of the things that you found useful from La Mesa that you learned, or concept that you continue to carry with you today?
I can start off with this one. It really was the speakers for me, the speaker sessions. And there's some that I really haven't forgotten. And I think that the public health and equity, health equity sessions really stuck with me. I remember Deanna Caudillo speaking actually, and just hearing about how healthcare really did extend beyond the walls of the ordinary hospital, and it started in our communities. And I thought it was a really good environment to be able to share that and to share her knowledge with us, and for us to be able to spread that as well and implement those in the areas that we can, whether that be with our classmates or us moving into like the workforce as early careers. So.
Yeah, and then just building off of that, I know I mentioned Summit earlier, so I know someone's going to put the link in the chat, but Summit is really the annual conference that NALI has around different cities every year, and It's a great conference where people from all different health systems, all different industries get together, and we really have a lot of amazing workshops. We have great speakers, and you get to network too and see everyone in person, like we mentioned. So it's a great opportunity, and I really encourage everyone to join. So I know someone will put the link in the chat shortly. But another thing that was really useful from La Mesa, from Nali, that I've learned, and I was actually reflecting on this, was just the leadership development that I've gained. La Mesa has Lean Six Sigma training, but also from first joining Nali to seeing myself now, I've seen myself grow. For instance, helping chapters develop. Maritza, I don't know if you ever thought you'd be able to stand up a chapter in Michigan. So just seeing those opportunities and getting those opportunities have really helped, and you gain a lot of skills as well. So just been reflecting on that recently.
Yeah, for me, it was definitely the speakers, having speakers that are seasoned healthcare executives that are willing to, mentor and share their experience with a group of early careerists was really impactful. I grew up in a predominantly white community. Michigan's Latino population is about 6%, so it is pretty small. My health system doesn't have a lot of Latino leaders. None at the C-suite level. So just being able to see leaders that look like me, that have similar experiences as me, that was very impactful.
Yeah, you all hit it again in the nail. Like, I think something that, Joseph and Maritza and Alex, you've all mentioned, is the speaker series. From in that regard as well, I feel like it always feels a little validating when you see someone who's seasoned and has made it who has been very successful in their healthcare career, and you're aspiring to be them, and you know that they had the same struggles you're having right now, especially like someone who's of color or who is a minority going into a place that you're just not, you don't look the same. So being able to see their success and their trajectory and their ups and downs, and kind of being able to adapt to that, is something that I think I will always kind of take with me, and know that I'm like, okay, if they can do it, I can do it too. And we've all had our struggles. So I think I recognize that for all of us too. So as we kind of continue talking about the speaker series and summit and all these different opportunities of just, we're all young careerists trying to make it in this area, can somebody want to share about how La Mesa has helped you grow in your career journey, as when you began and how you are now? Does anybody want to share that experience?
Well, for me, La Mesa really has helped me in my career, just by everything we mentioned, the networking and mentoring, but the fact that it's been so accessible to me through La Mesa and through Nali. You just hear a lot about how important it is to seek out mentors and to be continuously networking throughout your programs, and you just really don't understand how helpful it actually is until it actually pays off and you see it pay those dividends back to you.
Yeah, Joseph kind of talked about some of like the more tangible, benefits, like the Lean Six Sigma certifications and the mentoring. But, for me, it was also the confidence. It just helped me feel more confident in myself as a healthcare professional, in myself as a future leader. And then just knowing that I have a network of peers that I can reach out to if I have questions, if I need support.
Yeah, and echoing that same comment, one of the things that I gained from La Mesa too was really just self-empowerment. I think you learn how to show up in places, you learn to be proud of who you are and really embrace your culture. And one of the opportunities that I actually got being part of La Mesa was to speak at Summit. So just to be able to share your story with other panelists and really connect with everyone, it was just a really powerful experience. So just being able to embrace your culture, embrace who you are, and learn how to show up, I think, was really important.
Yeah, thank you for sharing. And La Mesa has so much resources to provide for student and early careers. And I was wondering, what are you guys' favorite memories from La Mesa?
Was Vianney mentioned earlier, just the summit, and Joseph, he mentioned what the summit actually was. That was definitely my favorite memory. It was my first time getting to go in Dallas.
It looks like we had some technical difficulties and lost Alex. But I can probably just say that Summit is probably also one of my favorite memories until we get Alex back. But it was a time I started La Mesa during the midst of like craziness of COVID. So it was kind of the first time where we all kind of got to see each other in person, and we just kind of got to connect and kind of, go to lunch, just talk about things that we hadn't talked about, and kind of be able to have that now human to human interaction in this beautiful city when it was in Seattle at the time. And then, we all kind of realized that a lot of us were in the same city and we were able to connect afterwards and talk. And I think being able to create lifelong friendships that kind of surpass not just an organization that we were part of or a leaders program, but be able to kind of go into more of a personal level. And, you've seen each other grow, and you talk about your failures and you talk about your highs, your ups, your downs, your lows. So being able to do that is great. Oh, welcome back, Alex.
Sorry about that. I'm not sure what happened there. But yeah, I'm just talking about Summit again. It was really great to get to go for my first time in Dallas and get to follow up with my same cohort members, but also other cohorts. I made really great friends. I feel like those friendships have lasted even to like this point. And get to do other things that are just outside of your career and work. I think those are important to hold close to you, because work can get stressful, but to be able to disconnect but still have those people around you is a really good feeling. So those are some of my favorite memories.
Yeah, like what Alex said, for me, it's definitely the summit as well. And also during the summit, we have like bowling, we're a party, and not just networking. We also have fun outside of work and just get to know each other for the personal level. So that's really fun for me. And now we have heard a lot of amazing memories and resources that La Mesa graduate have experienced. If you guys want to be part of it, we welcome allies and accommodate can be made regarding to special needs or members with disability. And currently the application is open, and there is a Q&A section in NALI La Mesa website that you can read about and to see the requirements. And the program structure is, we have like book club series with networking sessions, speaker series, and like what we said, we invite professionals to share their experiences and tips. And we also have partnered with Kiefer for the one-on-one resume editing. And we also have one-on-one mentoring with pairing with executive, and also have free Lean Six Sigma green belt, yellow belt. And most importantly, at the end of the program, you guys have an opportunity to attend the summit, which is the yearly conference that this year we'll be having in San Antonio. And the La Mesa Emerging Leader is a 6-month-long program that we meet every first and third Tuesday at 5:30 p.m. Central Time. And applications open, you just go online and then fill out the form. We only accept 25 members, so apply fast, and we will notify the decision by early February. And there might be a possible interview, like a short phone call interview. And one tip about the application to stand out is make sure that you have your answers longer. So like truly explain your thoughts to allow us to get to know you more. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to us at lamisa@mynolly.org.
Thank you, Wendy. And also another part, before we segue into some Q&A, another part of La Mesa is also volunteering opportunities. So not only is it a networking and community and mentorship, but also gives you an opportunity to kind of give back to your community. And you get to do it with your cohort or during summit, wherever the summit is. We usually have some sort of volunteer opportunity there. So it's also a great way to connect and be able to have some time to give back to the community and those in need. So we have a question that just came up on our screen. What advice would you give potential La Mesa applicants to stand out during the application process?
For me, I would say when you go online, there's a form and then you fill out, make sure you have a resume attached, and also just truly be yourself, like explain your story and how La Mesa can help you. And that way we can see if this is the right fit for you. And if not, then we always have, like Nolly has a mid-careers program for Ascender, and we also have a lot of resources. So just apply, and then we will direct you to the right one, or definitely apply for the La Mesa Emerging Leader, because I feel like it's a really amazing experiences and program that I think everyone should have.
Yeah, my advice would be very similar to Wendy's. Just, be authentic and be yourself. Explain your answers fully. Like, don't give like a one-word response to some of those questions. Like, really in depth, explain your thoughts and what it would mean to you.
Yeah, and then I'd say pretty similar. Just being authentic, telling your story, and being specific too. What specific aspects of LabS are you interested in? We talked about different resources today and different workshops and different opportunities. Like, which of those opportunities are you interested in? How will you take advantage of the program? And then how is this program going to help you in your career? And then also don't just focus on the program, but how do you hope to contribute afterwards, after La Mesa? Because La Mesa isn't just, well, for me, it's not just the one and done. For me, it's more of, I became more involved after La Mesa. So really, how do you hope to find those opportunities and stay connected? And also try not to use ChatGPT for your personal statement. Make it authentic.
Yeah, I think you all said it correctly. Be genuine. We're all here to kind of help each other. And I think if, we want to make sure that you're the right fit. And so I think everybody just said it. Don't give one sentence answers. I think there's a couple short answers, but just a couple of paragraphs would be great, just so we can get a sense of kind of what you're looking for in this program, what you're looking for in your career, and then we can go from there. Anybody else have any other advice for our future applicants of La Mesa?
We have another question jump in. Yeah. How do mentors and mentee in this program connect, and what is the structure of these mentoring relationship?
I can speak to this a little bit. The mentors and the mentees, my mentor happened to be pretty far away. So it was typically like a Teams meeting or a Zoom meeting. But the structure is really left up to you. I think that some advice going into these meetings would be to have, an agenda like you would go into any other meeting with, to make sure that you're hitting specific points. These are typically leaders within an organization, so you want to be precise and intentional with their time just as much as you are with your own. So trying to just gain the most out of that meeting with your mentor is really beneficial, I think. And really, even beyond just the program itself, they're willing to continue to meet and be there for you, supporting you along the way, just as long as you keep reaching out and maintaining that relationship. So.
Yeah, so I can echo that. So the way that we pair the mentor and mentee is we will base on your interests. So that, for example, if you're interested in program management, then we will pair you out with someone who has experiences in program management. And that way you can learn and grow from them.
Yeah.
Just very quickly, I know, Alex, you mentioned that you meet virtually, but I actually got to meet my mentor at Summit. So that was another great opportunity to connect and interact and engage with each other. So that's another opportunity to connect. And then I also want to mention that you don't also have to wait all the way until Summit. But at ACHE, there's actually, you can actually meet other people who are part of NALI. So I just be on the lookout for that. And that's actually one of my favorite memories. The first time I met Veronica was at ACHE, and all I remember is Veronica running at me, and then we just gave each other a hug. I was like, oh my God, Veronica, it's great meeting you. So really, just great opportunities to connect with each other.
And just something I want to echo that was kind of given to me when I had a mentor as well was this is the time for you to ask questions to them. They're there, they've given up their time to kind of help you and in any way possible give you advice. So for me, it was like, okay, let me have a list of questions and list of concerns and kind of go from there. And at some point, like the first meeting is always a little awkward, and so you're kind of like treading these waters, but once you get comfortable with them, it's this ability to have these like very thoughtful and kind of open conversations when you know it's a safe space with this mentor, and being able to kind of be genuine and have those kind of sometimes hard conversations of like, okay, here we are, how do we move on from this? And it was a great experience.
And also a quick thoughts. So there is a template that we will share around within like the Mesa program that you can follow. Like the first meeting, we will say like, this is what you need to do. And then that's how you connect. And then that way give you a structure of what do you want to talk about with your mentor, and then what do you want to learn. And that way like build long-term or short-term goals and things like that. So it's very useful to have a mentors, and I definitely think I grow and learn a lot from my mentors.
And then we had another question pop up. It says, what skills would you say helped you in being successful during the 6-month program, and what was the most challenging aspect of the program?
I would say, like, being curious is definitely going to help you get the most out of the program, asking questions, engaging with your cohort, engaging with the speakers, engaging with your mentor. I think the most challenging for me was, there were times where I really had to prioritize the program over like other things going on in my life. Like I knew that the session was coming up that evening, so I had to prioritize, my personal life, my work life, to make sure that I was ready. I was engaged and I was focused during that session.
Yeah, no, that's a great comment. It's very similar. It's really what you make out of it, right? So I'd really encourage if you're in La Mesa to attend all the sessions, engage, ask those questions, and really take advantage of all those opportunities that are available as part of La Mesa. So yeah, I'd say take advantage of everything.
I think with what Maritza said, you definitely have to be willing to put in the time and have a commitment to do this. There's always a lot of things going on, work, personal life, but just to take, an hour and a half or so, once, every time you meet, it's important to make sure that you're engaged in the meetings themselves, but it also, it's how much you want to get out of it as well. So how much you put in is how much you'll get out.
Yeah. And I think another part of that is not just like the time commitment, but this is it's twice a month, but also kind of part of that is kind of the communication skills that comes into it. At one point or another, it starts becoming this kind of beautiful way of talking to other people and kind of getting a little emotional and being able to be genuine. And sometimes those skills can become they're hard to be kind of, the word raw comes to mind, but it's just it's hard to kind of let go of your walls that we've all kind of put up to display that we're strong, we're strong-willed, we are who we are. But sometimes it's being able to kind of have those deep conversations that we're able to kind of communicate and just connect with each other. For me, that was a little hard on my end and challenging to be able to kind of take down those walls a bit.
Yeah.
Some vulnerability and sharing those experiences with others.
Mm-hmm.
We have another question jump in. What other certifications are available besides Six Sigma? Well, Lean Six Sigma is a certification we offer at this time. The past year, we were able to offer green belts. Beside green belts and yellow belts, the one we offer. So currently it's offering green belt and yellow belt, yeah. But we also have not just the certification, like one-on-one session with Kiefer for editing your resume, like putting the keywords so you can get through that interview, get the interview that you want, and also just having the mentors as just mock interviews and things like that. And not just the technical skill that this program has given and provide, we also provide soft skill like public speaking and speaking on a summit for being a panelist and things like that.
Thank you, Wendy. And then I'm just going through the chat real quick to see if we missed any questions. There's one last question that says, how can I become a member of La Mesa? We'll put the link on the chat, but there is an application that you fill out, and then we go from there. And it's something we kind of spoke a little bit previously about. There you go. Oh my God, I knew the link was going to show up. And if you have any other questions, please put them in the chat as we're kind of going through them as we speak now. And again, applications are open, and this is also an opportunity that we kind of wanted to highlight our cohort of this year. We publish a magazine every year, kind of highlighting all the events that happened this year, including the La Mesa Emerging Program, all of our cohort, and highlighting them and kind of showing all their success that they had throughout the year, highlighting Summit, all the different events that we had, kind of socials, networking events, mentorship. It does talk about the mentorship in there, as well as just fun events that we were able to kind of have with everybody. And it talks a little bit more of the program. So if you are interested in seeing the magazine and kind of reading it and kind of meeting the cohort of last year of 2024, it is on the NALI website, and somebody will be putting that link on the chat if you all are interested in seeing that. So it was just published today. It is hot off the press, and we're very excited to have it out today. All right, we're screening for any last questions here. So I think before we close out, and while we give any people some time to ask some questions, we do have one last question from moderates to our panelists. Is what type of advice or last thoughts would you like to give the audience who's listening today about La Mesa, about NALI, about your career journey? I think any words of wisdom that you all have for them.
I'll start by just saying to really recommend this program to anyone and everyone who you think would be a good fit. So just spreading the word. I was fortunate enough to go through La Mesa with a classmate of mine, and I think it made it that much better to be able to have someone that you already knew going into the program, but then also knowing so many more people at the end of it. So that's just the advice I would give.
My advice would be to just really encourage you to invest in yourself and invest in your professional development, whether it's La Mesa or one of the other programs that NALI offers. Stay connected with NALI. If La Mesa maybe isn't the right fit after hearing this discussion, explore the other options that NALI has to offer.
Yeah, and then just building on that, apply. But just because, if you don't do La Mesa doesn't mean you can't be part of the NALI network, right? You being here today, you're already part of that family. So feel free to reach out to us. I think any of us would be more than happy to talk to you about our experiences about NALI. So you have a network here already. So feel free to reach out and then get connected to your local chapter. So I think, these are great opportunities, and they've been very important in my career. So hope you all take advantage of it.
Yeah, thank you for everyone for sharing your insights and advice. Now, we'd like to hand it back to Lori for closing.
Wow. Thank you, everyone. That was fantastic. I loved hearing your stories and always being able to connect with you. There was some really great moments of meeting all of you. You guys each have impacted our hearts in this program. And I hope we can impact even more familia. And I think that starts with the application process. So as you heard from the cohort, applications are due January 31st. So therefore, take your time, come out with some thoughtful responses, plug it in, and and we can't wait to have you join us. Now, we only accept 25 people in the program per year. So it's a very competitive process, which is why we're telling you to please take your time and be authentic in the process. ChatGPT won't get you there. We need you and your story, because that's what matters. You matter. We've highlighted some other things about the program, one being the fact of us meeting at Summit. We will be meeting on September 17th through the 19th in San Antonio. Details will be coming soon. But if you are a member of NALI, you'll be getting that newsletter and you will be alerted more soon than if not. And I highly recommend that, because last year we sold out and people wanted to give their kidneys just so they could come to this event. And so I highly recommend that you become a member of NALI. And if you qualify for the early careerist program, pursuing that program, we have a program for the mid-careerists called Ascender. We have a program that is for the executives that takes place at Summit. It's called the Premier Executive Access. So we have something for each and every one of you, but there's only so many seats, because we're finding that there's such a need. So hope to see you at Summit. But before Summit, as Joseph just mentioned not too long ago, we're going to be at ACHE Congress. I hope to see you guys there. And just to give you some details, we normally host a social event, and it will be Sunday, March 23rd from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. It's going to be a great time. And I just want to highly recommend that that you follow us on the National Association of Latino Healthcare Executives LinkedIn page, as well as become a member so you can get our newsletter so you can be alerted. Again, I want to thank everyone for their fantastic job. It's so beautiful to see our alum. We have had 80 graduates nationally, and it's so fantastic to see their growth and their development and their leadership. And, even their leadership within the La Mesa program. We actually have Stephanie Flores, who is our head chair, and she is our first graduate of La Mesa to take on the head chair role. So it's so beautiful to see that servant leadership take place as well. With that being said, I want to take a moment to thank you guys for joining us. Hope to see you guys soon, whether it's partying at the ACHE Congress Social planned by NALI, or at Summit, or virtually at one of our chapter events. We have 23 chapters, and there's events all across the nation. Again, thank you for joining us. Have a great day.